Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again on YouTube. Let's try again. I hope now I won't drop frames like I did. Either on a drop frame like crazy. I hope it will remain at 40% and below. I guess I have to buy a computer now. Now I might be forced to buy a computer. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna call it a night. Should be live. I might not live. Is this even live? Yeah, let's try again. Let's see where we end today. Okay. So let's quickly discuss this before we speak about the unemployment claims that we got today, for which, as I said, the whole bear market moving. Um, we've already taken this high up. Let me see. Ooh, this will be difficult day for me to trade. Okay, this will be a very difficult day to trade. As you are coming, don't forget to like and subscribe. For full chatting, you can get that on YouTube. Just click the link and look for Lakon for my capital, and you'll get for the full chatting. So there's two options here. I might attempt to go short, to be honest. I might attempt to go short. I made a huge mistake today with my PC, with my laptop basically. I didn't shut it down. So it's just dropping frames like crazy. Anyway. So it's either I get a move like that, or I get a move like that. I don't know how to put this in a way that will make sense. So either I'm gonna look for long or shorts, but I'm also interested in shorting after the sweep here. So I'm just gonna be looking around. Let me see if we get an vision of this area. If we do a break up below this low, I might look for shorts. And Facebook, YouTube is not YouTubing, so I'm gonna continue. I am just gonna continue here. My tongue is killing me. Because YouTube is not YouTubing today. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. If it was below the current low, I don't know if we're gonna continue lower. Oh yeah. Okay. I am gonna look for a move like that coming into this lows. I draw this right. I've never been able to draw these things right. I look for shots. Look, we'll discuss the long-term trades that I have and speak about the macros, to be honest. But for now, I just want to Make sure that I'm set. About 20 minutes before it's sleeping time. 20 minutes before it's time to sleep. 20. Yes. Yeah, this is the move that I'm looking for. It's difficult for me to jump out now to say no, let me, if it closes below here, I need to jump in short. I'm just waiting for the closure. I'm gonna use my thing to jump on a trade. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna jump on. Oh, come on. Don't just move like that. Wait for this closure. If it closed there, I'm just gonna jump in on the trade. 10 seconds before the closure. Okay. Okay, jumped on a trade. Gonna quickly jump on the another account. Oh shucks, I didn't set anything. This is proper. Oh, flip. That's too much leveraged. Yeah. And I'm positioned already. That the bad news that I have, it's how aggressive I've positioned myself. But it's fine. It's gonna show you everything here. I went short. For a full chatting idea, jump on YouTube. You'll see that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The trade might not hold, by the way, but on the second one, I made a huge mistake. Quickly set up here. Since when? Is it me? I'm crazy. How the hell? I have to figure out something. What the hell? What's happening today? The trade is not looking good. Yeah. I'm hoping it holds that. If it rejects here, come back to that low, I'm gonna re-enter another position. I'm gonna add a buy stop here. Let me edit now. Oh shucks, sorry. I'm gonna add a second position as a buy stop. Another sell stop is set, and let's see what happens. Okay, for a full chatting on YouTube, no, something is off. The reason why I'm entering again, I want to add a sell stop here. It's because my thinking is gonna hold that for 1 minute fair value gap, and we still come back lower. So we'll be like two trade positioning, and if that falls totally, I will take one loss instead of two full positioning losses. I wish to show you the thing, but for some reason, let me do this. Just want to say something. There you go. I hope you're seeing the trade now. The trade is not looking good, by the way. You might be checking out, yeah. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Okay. So, Tommy, while on a trade, do you want me to discuss um, macros of about trades I have? But let's discuss that at the end of this trade. If this trade doesn't go well, I'm gonna call it a night. So we'll discuss macros and all the long-term positioning that I have because today there was unemployment claims, which um, unemployment was critical after Nvidia earnings over the yesterday. So yeah, shucks. What am I doing? I don't know how to set up this proper so you guys see how I'm positioned. So basically, this is how I position myself. First entry, okay, mark this way, and then this one will be marked from there. Yes, mark it like this. Just want it to make sense. I've not been even entered yet, so far it's holding that 1 minute fair value gap, which is a good thing. So basically, the first trade I took it at that low, moved all the way back to retest the 1 minute fair value gap. That could have been also my entry, but I just love that it confirmed by the break here and that break. So it looks like I've entered far, and my second positioning will be at that high, just to, I guess, to add more positions into it. Mm. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Am I positioned high? It's already not yet. I'm tired, but so what's your take on Nvidia earnings yesterday? So Nvidia earnings did beat expectations. Okay, I'm entered on the second positioning, so I'm positioned twice right now. I'm positioned twice right now. So basically I have two positions here. Let's see how it plays out. It's not an A, like an extremely A plus setup, but I'm confident in taking it. And the reason being is we have taken that high. Like that was the first draw of liquidity. Take out that high and also possibility of coming back to that 5 minutes for value gap and also coming back also inside the 5 minutes for value gap. Let me mark it fully. There is a 15 minutes for value gap with a breaker that I'm hoping that will be the draw of liquidity today. So let's wait and see. I hope there'll be good volume coming back and that will push the market lower because anyway I'm positioned for shorts. So when you're positioned for something, that's what you want to see. Uh, just quickly do that. Here we go. So if you don't know and you don't understand how to do the trade, just quickly ask on the comment. Perhaps I'll re-explain how what was my thought process into taking this trade. And remember, we learn together, we move together with this. I'm not saying I'm a good of any sorts, but we're gonna move together, we're gonna learn together. But let's see the move, how it goes. Coming into that 15 minutes for value gap. I'll make it like a little bit clear. Oh shucks, it's holding that. Let's wait and see. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Okay. Tell me, do you want me to just leave this trade running and we discuss macros? We discuss macros and the trades I have on macros. Good news is I'm short GBP AUD and I'm short Euro. Look, I'm short GBP AUD and I'm also short GBP CAD. Right. What am I saying? I'm short NZD JPY. I'm short GBP AUD. Oh no, what am I saying? What am I saying? What I'm saying doesn't make sense. Okay. Uh, for heavenly sake, YouTube. Anyway, let me continue. I hope it will upload properly as it uploads. What I was saying is I'm short GBP AUD and I always maintain that I'm bearish for Australian dollar. I'm long NZD JPY and I'm short GBP AUD. And currently I'm looking to short GU and Euro USD. I don't even know if it retested back to where I wanted it, but we're gonna sit out now for now and wait. Hmm. Holding that support, eh? That 1 minute support. If it that 1 minute support falls and starts moving lower, perhaps something could happen. But before then, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing is gonna ever happen in this case. I have an idea. Right, let me do this. And we discuss macros and trades that I have. If you have any question, you let me know. So we are moving forward, not doing the same thing over and over again. All right. What did I do? We seem not to be. Oh, shucks. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's fine. It has not really entered my side. That's. Oh, rejected. Okay. That's when I'll be enter. I'm looking for. Look, my trade is not looking good, but let's hold on to till the end. Okay, let's start here. Today, there was unemployment claims, and we're gonna discuss the unemployment claims. Let me quickly discuss the unemployment claims with you because there's a dude here. It's time for him to go to sleep, and we're gonna fight. So, but it's time to go sleep now. Ah, ah, don't think you're smart. Put your phone away. Trump, I'm done talking. Good night, Nana. Love you. Are you crying? Okay, I've stopped. Ah. My trade is not looking good. We'll go back to that trade. Muniwarni. We'll go back to that trade. But for now, let's discuss macros. If it takes out the current low, let me see something. Oh, okay, the trade is not looking good at all. There's good volume to the upside. So the trade is not looking good. We should be out in a very few minutes. We should be out. Yes? Trump, I'm not going to talk to you about that. Good night. Okay, I am almost out. Yeah, I'm out. I've taken a loss again today. Yesterday I've taken a loss. Today I've taken a loss. So let's discuss macros and then we'll call it a night. Not even going to attempt to take another trade today. So let's go. Today, unemployment claims. Let's pick. Wait, I need to see something. Did I do a mistake? No, I didn't. Sorry, I'm just questioning myself here. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sad. Okay. Unemployment claims. So today there was USA unemployment claims, which it's also market moving as well, and is one of the determining factors that also contributes. They looked at that contributes to monetary policy. So I think we're gonna quickly go through that before we call it a night. Humble. Oh, I've been talking alone. You guys don't tell me. Unemployment claims. So inflation has been a problem in Aussie, in the Australia that might have forced uh, the Australian Reserve Bank to cut rates, to increase rates just to cap inflation. So with that being said, I'm just gonna leave this alone and let's discuss this and finish. Um, what was I saying? So we have institutional positioning, we have GDP growth as inflation, we have NFP. Under labor market, we look at unemployment rate, NFP, we looked at unemployment claims, and most ADP jobs opening. Okay. So so far we know that we are bullish for AUD for which I was once positioned. I took profit. US all is still bullish. USD JPY is bullish. And also to note that also in Japan, the prime minister is very bearish. It's pro enhancing consumer spending. So he's looking into more trade, which is deflation. He's looking into for deflation, so that perhaps they can reduce their interest rate back to 0.5 because now it's 0.8%. Um, but I can speak about this. Let's speak about something that matters, guys. I need to call it a day early. Okay, today, what's a date today? US initial job claims today. The forecast was so for you to get, if you're on TikTok, for you to get a full clarity of what I'm talking about, go to YouTube, search for Reago Fumo Capital, just see the live. I'm discussing what I'm looking at. The numbers are on YouTube. On TikTok, I couldn't put it, but let's do it clearly. So, US unemployment claims today, the forecast was 215K claims that were forecasted today, and what we got is 212, which is lower unemployment claims, which indicates that there was less people that filed for unemployment as much as the economists were anticipating a bigger number of 215,000 people that they assumed will file for unemployment claims. However, only 212,000 filed for unemployment claims. That that it became bullish for the currency itself. It became bullish for the dollar, and we see that move. We see a first rally in the Japanese yen, because Japanese yen is just the divergence that happens between the two, where you see your prime minister, which is more bearish for the currency, is pro consumer spending, decreasing rates to just enhance the market in Japan. I don't know if it makes sense, but for today unemployment claims, we got a bullish reading for the dollar, which is good. And when you go to the top set up for that, we see that the dollar yen is bullish. Sorry, for the dollar yen is bullish, and we see that the dollar yen is bullish, Australian dollar against Japanese yen is bullish, also CHF but I'm more interested in the dollar yen and AUD yen. Those are the only two currencies for the yen shorts that I'm interested in. And reason being, I'll explain this again. The reason being, it's very bullish given the inflation problem that they are facing. Higher inflation, we know as if there's higher inflation, we are likely gonna get higher interest rate. Higher interest rate, currency itself becomes bullish. Also for the dollar against the yen, also looking at the two interest rate currently, you have the yen at 0.8%, which is already priced in, but the dollar is about 3.5 or 3.8. I'm not if I'm not mistaken. And the prime minister there, it's a bit bearish in that state. So being said, I am more bullish for that. And what's interesting, we see a UK 100 index coming through as bullish as well. So I'm gonna just quickly look at the technicals. But as I said before, I am positioned on I'm positioned on British pound shots, and I've already explained. I don't know, because I'll end up explaining every day and every day. Just watch previous live streams where I was live before on YouTube, and I think I've explained that. And some of my thoughts, I just write kind of a newsletter on YouTube, on Facebook, trying to explain that. But let's speak about my long NZDJPY. I'm long there. Look, I could even move to this low just to secure profit, but I'm just gonna see wait and see on the forward time frame. Are we gonna break above the current low, the high that it created as was moving out of the range that has been for the past few weeks? So I'm just gonna sit on my hand, not manage the trade as yet, but so far the trade is looking good. I'm hoping that we break above I'm hoping that we close above that high. Once we close above that high, that's around, I think, 93,000, 93.8. Once we break above that resistant area and close above, perhaps I'm gonna move my stop loss to just to secure profit to an extent, and I'm hoping for higher prices as we go to the upside. So that's what my idea for NZDJPY. And honestly, I've been holding on to this trade for a while now. And as I said, I am bearish for the British pound, and also because the Eurozone inflation is coming down. And if you were to look at the trade that I took GPP AUD. For you to see this, just jump on YouTube so you can see what numbers I'm talking about. I think they've discussed this. For those that were with me yesterday, they've had the discussion I had regarding why I am short British pound. There's this guy. I went to school with this guy. But anyway, um, what am I saying? Where was I? Oh, I've discussed the numbers why I'm bearish for British pound and I'm bullish for the dollar, for the Aussie dollar. And just that being said alone, I'm still positioned. And if we're to see, here's a trade, we've just broken above. And as I spoke yesterday, one of the first target is the weekly support area, and that weekly support area is lying at 1.89129. I'm still pushing on that. Let's see how, as we move lower to that to that target price, what is we're gonna take regarding regarding that particular regarding GPP AUD. And then I'm looking for short on GU, but specifically I'm more interested in Euro USD. Okay, something is setting up on a daily trade. Ah, yeah. That's what I'm deep, man. I skip on and fade. Okay. There is something happening here. I've been watching this for a while. I've taken a loss, but something is happening here. Doo-doo-doo. But that's not the name we used to call him, though. Perfect. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go short. I might attempt to trade again. Might attempt this short. Hold on, let me attempt this. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna attempt this on my phone. I don't know if this is working, but anyway. Just I'm gonna attempt to go short on Nasdaq. What the hell? Yeah, good. Akisho Cloud, check it. So I'm trying. Not again. Oh, Christ. I'm asleep. I'm position short on Nasdaq. Sorry. I'm position short on Nasdaq. I think the reason why it's because I'm just making sure that everything is done properly. Uh, yeah, I'm position short again because the trade makes sense. I'm position short on Nasdaq. As I was discussing the stuff, I saw the move that it's making sense. So, one shot again. Took a loss, and I'm trying my luck again. If you want to see what I'm talking about, it's on YouTube. Uh, Preferably, you could have taken this position on S&P 500, but I couldn't do that, and the reason being is because of here we go. The reason being is because of my spreads. They're quite big there. Uh, that is why. Okay. So I'm positioned, guys, already. If you're still hoping for me to position, I've already done that. If another loss happens, man, I guess I was totally wrong with my evening bias today because this thing would have dealt with me twice. But This is a feel that I got. Ooh, this is not looking good. Ah, shucks, this is not looking good. This is not looking good, by the way. But let's see if it holds at 1 minute. Uh, okay, I've set it up. You guys see what I'm looking for. Let's continue speaking about my current positioning and why. Unemployment claims in the US, I've already discussed that, um, and why I'm short. So I'm just looking also as USDJPY. Oh, come on, what am I doing? I'm looking for a way deeper retracement than what it is offering now. Maybe I will get more discounted prices for that. I want it to hold the all-time support. If it holds that, I'm gonna long. I am gonna long USDJPY, and this is because the US. Okay, anyway, let me just quickly speak about the numbers that I'm seeing here. Okay. Sometimes I mumble if I'm not looking exactly at the numbers. Just going to the economic. Uh, so, firstly, US inflation data. I'm going to speak about the US inflation data why I'm still bullish on it. And there's a bit of stability though. And Nvidia happened yesterday. US inflation data, the latest one that came out now in February, we're at 2.4% year over year, while the forecast was 2.5%, which was a definite slowing down in the cost of living in the USA. And that cost of living also has stabilized the Feds into taking a decision. Is either they price in to say they're not gonna be restrictive, hawkish or dovish. They'll just remain neutral because the problem was the labor market. The reason why they wanted to cut rates was mainly because of the labor market. And we've seen that the labor market lately has been stabilizing, and one of those indication was when you look at the labor market in terms of on the economic heat map on the H finder, the labor market unemployment claims today, we were short. Okay, anyway, we're short of. I think the focus was 215,000. It came out at 212,000, which we were 3,000 short of that. But still, that numbers are bullish for the currency because it still says to the Feds, you can still remain very non-restrictive. Uh, that the fact that the labor market is stable and inflation also stabilizing 2.4% is not a problem, and the outlook and the forecast outlook for it, according to Powell, it's not really. They don't see anything that will be more inflationary, and also the tariff were assumed to be inflationary, but it turns out that according to Powell, it might not be as inflationary as they thought, even though they can't really, uh, what's that word? They can't really mark it up exactly, put a number on it that's saying, yes, tariffs are there, they might not be inflationary or they might be inflationary. It's neither they were there, but the labor market and the inflation in this case was very critical for the dollar to rebound back because it's been losing a lot of strength lately. And in South Africa, that's when we started having a lot of conversations about the dollar against the rand, where most people thought the dollar is gaining a lot of strength. Most people we thought, I mean, the rand is gaining a lot of strength, it's doing well. And look, the government did well as well because it sold close to 200 billion government bonds lately. Um, and but in general, it was not. It was just because of what Trump was doing and how the market reacted to that. Because if you were to look at USD ZAR in terms of its currency for the past year. I'm gonna give you the numbers now. USD's up year to date, basically from the beginning of the year until now. USD is down 4%. 6 months is down 10% in 1 year, which means for the past 12 months, the rand against the dollar has gained strength for about 13%, in 3 months 7%, and in a week it's down 1%. So we see that move, that it looks like the rand is gaining strength, but when you were to compare the rand against, let's say, GPBs, when you were to compare the rand against the British pound, whoa, the rand has gained value. I barely look at this. Interesting numbers. So the rand against the British pound, again, inflation. In the UK, inflation is about 2 point something. This is interesting. We are down 7.82%. Year to date, they're down 3%. And from the past 6 months, the rand is about 10% up, which is definitely good news for the rand. But where was I? I went on a mumble and on the tangent that I lost touch to where I was. But anyway, what I was trying to say was tariffs. Tariffs are not inflationary. Inflation data, it stabilizes. We see that uh, as much as we would have hoped that tariffs will be a problem, they're no longer a problem. And also, and I think this is very important for me to state, and I've been observing after the court ruling in the US to say that tariffs are not lawful. There's a lot of technicality around that for me it's way bigger than my brain. So the technicalities are way bigger than my brain. But the idea is that Trump can really put tariffs. It's a bit unconstitutional according to our South African favorite way. Something is unconstitutional. By the way, my trade is going well. I'm short Nasdaq, so the trade is decent for now. I've not moved my stop loss to break even. I'm just gonna show. I'll also tell what I'm thinking around that. But anyway, with that being said, inflation was stabilizing. The labor market is stabilizing also. Inflation 2.4%, still a bit stable. The labor market, unemployment rate is solid. The current unemployment claims were solid, which was very bullish against for the currency. And overall, when you look at our scoring and the meter that we use for the scoring, we see that the dollar currency it's bullish about 54%, and against the Japanese yen, which is a prime minister that is very dovish, this is a solid solid opportunity for me to look for short, to look for longs, to still be bullish on the Aussie dollar, on the USD JPY and Euro JPY. So basically I'm bearish the yen, and I'm looking for an opportunity just to have a bit of bite into the trade. A bit of bite into the trade. If I get that opportunity, I'm gonna jump it. I'm gonna jump on in. I just love the macros behind it. I just love the macros behind it. Also, CHF JPY. Ooh, those things are solid numbers. Yeah. But anyway, I think I've discussed the macros now. I've exhausted that. So let's look for opportunity. I'm gonna be looking closely Euro AUD if it's gonna give me an opportunity. But I love the technicals. I'm gonna look for that support. I'm gonna look for that support. But anyway, let's just go back to my trade for a full chatting on YouTube. You can get a full chatting. So yeah, I've told you about my bias and look at the macros. If you have any questions about the macros and my trade idea, my long-term investment and trade ideas, just jump on it. Before I move here, there's SA top, the SA top 40 index. For today, it's a bit flat, but it looks like we are recovering almost at an all-time high again, which is solid numbers for the SA top 40 index. And then gold we have broken above, and already I think gold already is trading above 5,000 ounce, $5,000 per ounce. Let me see. Yes, gold is trading above $5,000 per ounce, and I'm really looking for longs, but we don't have. Look, the solid numbers that we see are bullish for the dollar, and that it's roughly, it's not very concrete conclusive. It's roughly bearishish for gold because the dollar's gaining a bit of strength. That's a bit bearishish for gold. But I'm not gonna be looking to position it, and I'm never selling. And people that trade with me, they know that I don't ever in hell sell. I don't like selling gold. But no, overall trade. Let's go back to my trade. If you have any questions, let me know. I thought I'll cut the stream early today, and here I am sitting trading this late. Here we go. This is how the trade is looking like. I am gonna move my stop loss to break even. Remember, I've already taken a loss. The first trade was a loss. So I'm just gonna move my stop loss to break even here and hold this throughout. Hold on. Here. So I've moved my stop loss to break even. Because now it's management. Yeah. Stop loss move to break even. Okay. Reason being, we so to see the basic to see the analysis that I'm talking about and all the numbers that I'm watching, go to YouTube, Lahore Former Capital. Get there, you will find the numbers. We have closed below this low. Don't see it going back to my entry point, and that would be a great move to that low. So, and also below it, there's a 5 minute support, and I've entered on a 1 minute. So it's a decent so far. I've already taken a loss for a day. Um, this one is looking good, a bit decent. So I'm not gonna panic out of the trade. I'm not gonna panic out of the trade. So also on YouTube, also on Facebook. Let me show you. Also on Facebook, I do share a bit of my thoughts. So you can like, so follow there. I do share a bit of my thought, but this that will be like more like a newsletter. I write what's on my mind about a particular investment, whether it's a JSE Top 40 index or it's a stock that I've been looking at, talking about the fundamental. And one of those ones that I wanted to speak about is Nvidia, because Nvidia picked. So yesterday there was Nvidia earnings. Ooh, shucks. Yes. So yesterday there was Nvidia earnings, which has beat expectations by 0.085 earnings per share. And when it comes to revenue, it has beat expectations by 2 billion revenue. However, New York Street whispers they were expecting more than what it offered. And one thing which I also should say is the forward outlook for Nvidia was good as well, but we have seen Nvidia today, it's down 5% after the earnings yesterday, which is very interesting. It's one of those stocks where the expectations are too high. New York Stock Whispers are expecting very big margin. They expect Nvidia to beat expectation by very huge margins, and that didn't. The margins were not as big, and now we see that we are down 5% ever since market open. And one thing which I love about this, as we know, Nvidia took Nasdaq down with it. Nasdaq is, even though it's not a huge down candle, but it took Nasdaq down with it. So Nasdaq is, it's a bit flat today, but yesterday it was up after the announcement, and now is down. And let's see what's gonna happen. Are we gonna hold this support here on my current trade, or we're gonna go take my stop loss to break even, because I might break even anyway. So let's see. So you can go on YouTube and like and follow and subscribe, and tell me what you think. I'm tired now. Might be curling the day in. I might continue the trade of the stream. I'm tired. Though it looks like we're gonna go out on a break even, yeah. If it doesn't hold this current support and it closes above it, we are likely gonna go out on a break even. The possibilities are getting stronger. Let's see. I'm tempted to hold until, normally I don't hold trades until 11 p.m. on exact closure. I hold it until quarter two. So we're gonna decide what we're gonna do here. But I wanted to close it early. But it looks like we're not gonna close the trade early, given the fact that we have moved our stop loss to break even. So we're gonna stick it out. But I will be scaling out very aggressively, or I'll be trailing stop very aggressively. So it's something to note here. To be fair, a closure below this low. So if a move comes, break below this 1 minute support, hold that. We are likely gonna hold, come back to that 5 minutes gap. Gonna hold through to our take profit. So we're gonna hold on to it. Okay. Look, what's happening, eh? And when I started stream today, it was terrible on YouTube. I should also say that it was terrible. Terrible. Oh, UK 100. I just wanted to buy an ETF for UK 100. Really, the trade, explain that, jump on YouTube to see what I'm talking about. Search for Formal Capital, you see the charting. And if I'm discussing micros, you'll see the numbers that I'm talking about. So, what did I do today? There's something stupid I did today. I'm down. 64 for the day. just looking at the numbers here. That's 9. 464. That's 9. We've taken the low. Let me say see S&P 500. It's failing to take this low out. And I want a continuation lower as well. Let's see. We've served that low. I would love for S&P 500 to take out that low. Let's see if we take it out. Yeah. Looks like there's still an SMT there. Ah, come on, man. It's not giving good volume to the downside. So for full chatting on YouTube, I have all that full chatting. You see what I'm talking about basically, because here I'm just talking and mumbling. You might not be seeing what I'm talking about. What did I want to say? There was something that I wanted to say that was on my mind, but it's all gone. It's all gone. And currently we are retesting a 1 minute support again. And remember, I'm short Nasdaq. So just something to note. We have about 15 to 20 minutes before the normal time that I normally cut off my trades, whether on a lose or not. But today I'm tempting to go overboard. Ah, come on. I need to. If it gets that 1 minute inversion rate, fail to hold that 1 minute. How are you doing? I'm good. What's up, man? What's this? I'm good. What's up, man? Vatsy, how are you? For anything, you can go on YouTube to see the chatting and basically the trade that I'm holding. I'm good. Okay, here is the thing, and I don't like this thing that I'm talking about here. It looks like there is a bit of an SMT between Nasdaq and S&P 500. The question that I'm asking myself, by the way, it's there's this guy that I'm interested in engaging. Why? Why is that? Why is that? I wish to engage this guy. Let me see if he will come through. I want to engage this guy. He really looks at micros like I do. I don't know if he'll come through. No, he's not. Okay. But anyway, what I was saying, basically what I wanted to say was unemployment claims today has solidified the the resilience of the labor market. It's not necessarily the resilient, but the rebounding of the labor market because uh, overall, overall, the Feds will have potentially cut rates if um, if the labor market continue being the problem. but now it looks to be stabilizing, looks to be solid, looks to be starting to be resilient, and unemployment claims numbers seem to be in an indication to that idea. And the fact that unemployment claims numbers today were vouching for that idea, it it can literally mean that the Fed might delay to cut rates. We might even get one rate cut today this year. Might put possible one rate cuts at the best this year. Possible for that. Two, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Three, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but possible one. Unless we start to see inflation getting out of hand. But the forecast from the previous NFP numbers, I mean, FOMC meeting, press conference that we had, we have picked up that Powell basically spoke about inflation is not really a problem now. There's nothing, even whether tariffs or not, that are putting pressure on inflation. So inflation is it's stabilizing, and we see that it's 2.4%, and the labor market seems to be resilient. I don't see the Fed's cutting rate. Even though the new Fed chair that is selected by Trump that tend to be very less restrictive, might look into cutting rates a lot and might be pushing the dollar lower. I don't see that happening because either way, the Feds has to still rely on the numbers, and the numbers are really not saying you should cut rates nor increase rates. But for now, just be watching and looking at the numbers before you take a decision. But with that, and then that we've started to see the rebound of the dollar lately. It's so unfortunate that the rand was gaining from that weakness of the dollar, and now the dollar is rebound. It's rebounding. Let me see. I'm interested in seeing what has been happening for the past few days. USDs are really. I'm interested in that. Let's see. Nothing much. We seem to be retesting. So we seem to be holding. We seem to be holding 16 rand 32 cents um, a dollar to a rand as support basically weekly. And I wish to say we are at the lowest prices pre-COVID. One of because the next we are at the weekly support. In fact, it's a monthly support. And the last time we retested that, we never retested. So looking at 15 rand 92 cents, because the rand to a dollar today it's trading at 15 rand 92 cent, which it's good numbers for the rand. Good numbers for the rand. Question will, you know, my wish is to see, and this is my dream wish basically, is to see the rand to a dollar trading at 18 rand 64 cents. That will be ideal for me. I'll love it. It's not ideal, but I'll love it. I'll love it. Oh, look at my trade. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Nasdaq seems to be rebounding. Yep. Once I take a break even here, I'm gonna call it a night. And the possibility of a break even trade are extremely high now. Extremely high. We've seen to be broken all the support on the 1 minute time frame. We're trading above the 1 minute support. So I don't see me taking profit. We consolidated for a while. We failed to break below the structural resistant area. I mean, structural support area, and we've broken above the 3 5 minutes support and we move back to the upside. So I am likely gonna take a break even here. Full chatting, as I said, for full everything that I'm talking about, you can see that on YouTube. And when you get there, do not forget to like and subscribe. It will be I don't know how to put this right, but it will be magic if I don't take a break even. which means today I've taken two trades. One is likely going to be a break even, and the other was a loss earlier on. Very likely to be a break even trade. Very likely. Unless something happens as we go to the last 15 minutes of the trade, last 30th of the trading day. But for how I normally trade, it's the last 15 minutes of the trading day. We are about to be taken out on a break even. Who is A? Who are you, A? I'm out on a break even today. Oh, no, I'm break even this year, man. I'm break even, brother. Okay, took a break even again today. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna call it a night. But as for tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow? Any macros that are of interest to me? Let's see. Just want to see if there's any macros that are of interest to me. Maybe we can discuss that before we close it. We can discuss that before we close it. Forex. Tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow we have PPI, month over month. Also, it's another inflation indication. No, unemployment claims was today. So tomorrow we have PPI, which is another inflation indication. I'm really interested in seeing how the numbers will be for it, basically. I man, God save. I never used to call you God save. There's a name that we used to use, God save. Forgot his name. So here's the PPI. PPI. Tomorrow we have month over month PPI. Yeah, Makosin. Skipan Joe. This guy. Anyway, I don't want to say where last I saw you and where you were. When last I saw you posting, where you were. But I'm going to go on South Africa. The last time I saw you post, that was years back. Core PPI. PPI. What am I saying? PPI. Tomorrow there is Canadian GDP month over month. The look, the focus is 0.1. Anything below that will still put pressure on the Canadian dollar. However, for the US dollar, we have core PPI, the forecast at 0.3. We're expecting lower inflation PPI data. Producer price index to be coming down as well from 0.75, 0.7, 0.7, which the focus is 0.3. We look to be inflation to be coming down as well. For me, these are good numbers. If inflation is coming down in the US, it's good numbers. We indirectly benefit in South Africa, so I don't mind. I don't mind. So let's see what tomorrow these numbers bring to us and what will be the indication. Are we going to continue being bullish for the dollar and possible get an opportunity to long anything against the dollar? To long anything against, yeah, yeah, you were in China. Already China, Natsunzuk. So UK 100, I'm just want to see what's happening with UK 100 before I call it a day. It is bullish. And the reason why, oh shucks, this thing has left. This thing is, and there's no way you can get something out of this. This chart is ugly. So the reason why we see UK 100 being bullish, one, inflation is coming down. So if in the eurozone, if inflation is coming down, and I think yesterday we spoke about I spoke about this on a video. I'm just gonna get the right numbers to it. The eurozone inflation numbers yesterday. What the hell did I do? Doo-doo-doo. No, I don't see the numbers that I'm looking for. But there was Eurozone inflation data. I think it was CPI, if not PPI, somewhere this week. I'm just going to look at the actual numbers before I say Nova Demian Wednesday. Oh, yes. On the Eurozone, Europe, final CPI year over year, it's 1.7%. Though the forecast and the outcome were the same at 1.7% year over year, and the core one is 2.2%. Really, that's lower inflation. And normally, when you have lower inflation, that tends to benefit the stocks. That tends to benefit the stocks a lot because it becomes cheaper borrowing. So companies work with borrowing. So if it's cheaper to borrow, companies tends to borrow more, and that motivate consumer spending. Meaning, if you want to buy a house, you'll buy a house. Those that are into the real estate will start buying houses. People that love developer cars will be buying cars. But I'm talking about the eurozone now. So inflation it's extremely low in the eurozone, and the next step, if it continues coming down, it's for them to cut rates, trying to lower inflation. They have to cut rates. As they cut rates, that motivates consumer spending. Lower interest rate companies tends to borrow more. That is why you see a UK 100 just being bullish. It's just moving. Does not even give us a retest just to get good prices on it to invest in it. I would love to hold an ETF with a UK 100. I would really love to hold a ETF. For now, there's nothing I can do with it unless I get a good ETF on it. Maybe as it gets, if when the ETF gets discounted, perhaps I'm gonna look for a move. But for now, no, there's nothing. But anyway, it is bullish now. I understand why it's bullish. So other than that, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I gotta call it a night, and thank you, Marcos and Doname. Gonna call it a night, and tomorrow I won't be streaming. I guess I'll see you after next week. Next week from tomorrow, and next week I'm not streaming. I'll stream the week after on YouTube. But any other content or any other ideas of the financial market, whether stocks or commodities, I might be updating my thoughts on YouTube, on Facebook as well. Maybe once in a while, create a YouTube video. But I don't like YouTube videos. Or even speak about my thoughts on TikTok. I'll be creating more TikTok videos. So if you're on TikTok, do not forget to like and subscribe. And thank you, Maxine, for liking the live. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe. More content will be coming. I'm working on I'm not gonna say the name of the guys I'm trying to work on. Trying to create vodcast, not a podcast, of vodcast that we do a weekly financial market outlook. So what the company does, they do stock analysis research. Basically, it's a research company where they research about stocks and they decide to give a signal to their clients if they're bullish or bearish, looking at their each company financial statement looking at the CEO and giving their mind to it. Basically, those are called financial analyst, financial stock analyst. So I'm trying to create that so that maybe every week we can we do a video podcast, trying to, yeah, they'll be discussing their thoughts and what they're looking at, and the Johannesburg mainly focusing on the South African market, on the JSE, because one of the stocks that I want them to discuss is Sasol. Sasol is ridiculous. Sasol is ridiculous. And Sasol is ridiculous. I'll tell you this now. Uh, Sasol is ridiculous. Oh, shucks. I mean, the reason being, I'm invested in Sasol. Sasol has reached all my target for the previous 3 times. I bought Sasol 3 times on each resistant area, on each support, and my overall target was 147 Rand per share. Sasol freely gives me that. The first target was 125 Rand per share. It got to 125 Rand per share, and then went down and got another volatility and reached my overall target currently for Sasol was 147 Rand per share, and just reached that with no fear. And immediately after, today it's down 8%. Today it's down 8%. So if I was trading Sasol, it wouldn't even give me a reaction time to jump out because of how volatile Sasol is. So I really want the guys to speak about Sasol. And the next ending for Sasol, when was the earnings? There was recent earnings for Sasol. Ooh, Sasol is doing well. Sasol beat expectation by 3, which is 0.3%. Revenue, they have beat revenue by 128 billion rand. Sasol is reviving, guys, but very volatile. And I like the support because the current support where it is, you could look into entering more positions. For me, yes, I might enter. Long term, Sasol looks solid, but I'm not gonna jump on Sasol, honestly. So, but yeah, those guys will be discussing the financial implication of Sasol. So anyway, you can, yeah. Anyway, you'll like and subscribe, guys. I know I'm not gonna end and stop talking about the financial market. I love it. Another volatile market is gold field, and that I understand because it benefits. It either benefits from the prices of gold, and currently gold is trading above 5,000 ounce per dollar, $5,000 per ounce. So that being said, man, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am gonna call it a night. Goldfield is very volatile. Just gonna be quickly browsing through this. Another stock that I've been trading, not invested on, it's First Rand. Ooh, look at that. Okay, if you want to see what I'm talking about, please go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. I didn't see this coming, and I went out. Ridiculous numbers. Go on YouTube, you'll see this number. This is First Rand, and this is purely because of technicals. I didn't do much financial analysis yet. The entry was the entry was 80 Rand per share. The target was 89. and it flipped that like as if it's nothing. Currently is trading at 100 rand per share. That's a share price for first rand. That's a share price for first rand. My entry price was 80. I'll tell you the exact entry price for first rand. First rand, it's a good company to buy. I don't know why didn't I buy for long term. I opt for trading. I don't know. I don't know lie. PE ratio it's at 13 times. That's not bad. And officially today, first rand reached 100 rand per share. And the last time it was at 100 rand per share was, I think it was really discounted. First rand was really discounted. Uh, so the first entry, I don't know why I went out, but anyway, the first entry was 75 rand 98 cents per share. We went on again at 80 rand 60 cents per share, and my overall target was 89 rand 89 rand 15 cents per share. And currently trade it has already reached 100 rand per share. That's first rand for you. It looks like it's not moving. And by the way, it's at its all-time high. It's at its all-time high. Uh, let's say the prices that I gave you for first rand, 76 rand per share. The last time it was there, that was really discounted, by the way. That was May 2018. That was a low for May 2018. And after that move, first rand came all the way down by plus minus 61%. And from there, just gained all the losses. I feel stupid for taking profit in first rand, but anyway, it is what it is. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I'll see you after next week. Thank you so much. Jump on YouTube if you want to see anything. Have a great day. Bye.